Hi, and welcome to Cash and Coins. Today I will discuss the risks and some pros to owning physical gold and silver. There might be some really interesting things, so you don't want to miss any of it. All right, well, let's get into it. Hi, and thank you for joining me here at Cash and Coins. I really do appreciate it. I hope you consider subscribing if you're not already, and if you are, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And hitting that like button always helps me out. Now, let's get into the meat of it. As a silver stacker and a gold stacker for that matter, we have to realize there are risks involved in holding silver and gold. Of course, there is the obvious theft, right? We are all familiar with that. But that is easy to avoid. Never keep all your stuff in the same place. Don't tell people where you are. Don't tell people that you have it. Be anonymous. I know you don't want to hear this, but I do keep some in the bank safety deposit box. I just feel it's the safest there. Yes, I pay a little bit for having it there, but I just sleep better, and so peace of mind goes a long way for me. But you do what's best for you in your situation. Now, gold and silver do have other risks that are shared with most things, such as price fluctuations. We know that the value of all investments can go up and down. Look at what happened to Bitcoin just recently. Shot way up and then shot right back down. As an investor, you might not get back all of what you put into your silver and or gold, especially with the crazy premiums we've been having for about a year now. As you know, that things happen in this nation that can affect the price of gold and silver. The pandemic proved that. We even discussed the silver shortages that came up. The U.S. Mint talked about the shortages they were having. The shortage affected the supply of silver and gold. Some of the dealers even shut down. But I won't get into all of that. As I was saying, we need a safe place to put our money. And many look at precious metals like gold and silver. Now, there are other risks that we need to worry about. What about regulatory developments that may hinder your ability to buy or sell your silver and or gold? Remember that here in the U.S., in the United States, gold was confiscated and was mostly illegal to own. Also, as you know, many states impose taxes on gold and silver, on precious metals. So you can be taxed twice, buying it and selling it. And this does add to the risks of owning your precious metal. And as you see, there are plenty of risks involved in owning precious metals, but there are also rewards to owning it. For one, we know that gold and silver have been used as money for thousands of years. Gold is accepted as money in every country in the world that I know of. So yes, you can use your silver and gold as money, as it is traded daily across the entire planet. Unlike fiat money, the money that we use, the money that you have in your bank account, in your purse, or in your wallet, that money loses value. It's set to lose at least 2% a year, while gold and silver hold their value. Look at the price of a silver dollar. Look at what it was worth in 1921. It was worth $1, right? But that same silver dollar that was minted in 1921 is worth about $30 nowadays. The silver in that coin has more value than the denomination on it. So here is an example of how silver and gold, although sometimes risky, have their place, at least in my portfolio. And of course, I must say I'm not a financial advisor. You do what's best for you. Get a financial advisor. Whatever you think is best for you. Now, another beautiful thing about gold and silver is that fiat money just isn't recognized as much as gold and silver are. All right, let's say that you have a dollar from Kyrgyzstan, right? If I'm saying that right. And their dollar is known as a som. What can you do with it? Let's say you're in a small town in the middle of Wyoming. It isn't recognized as money for trade in American businesses. That money has to be converted into US dollars. Yeah, and good luck with that. Nobody would even know where that country is. I just found out about it the other day. And the point that I'm trying to make is that if you had gold or silver, you could walk into just about any coin store, jewelry store, pawn shop, and get money for your gold and silver. While to exchange currency, especially from some of these countries that everyone may not know, you may have to find a specific company that is willing to exchange it. I think you get the point. Now, I think the US dollar is the exception because it's pretty much accepted in most countries. But gold and silver are accepted everywhere. All right. I think you get the point. And talking about point, another point to be made is that many wealthy people retain a small amount of it for disaster insurance. We all know the horror stories of how when economies crashed, gold and silver were the only option to save these people. You know, Venezuela, I don't even want to get into all of that. But I did find this article in Seeking Alpha that really puts things into perspective, especially when talking about digital money, cash, and precious metals. Well, here it is. In 2017, when Puerto Rico was devastated by hurricanes and the whole territory was without power, businesses couldn't accept credit cards. Cash was needed for everything, but many banks were closed and others were limiting withdrawals to $100 a day. Again, there were massive lines at the banks and a handful of working ATMs. Bitcoin would have not been very useful in that environment, but physical cash and gold or silver would be. That is just the perfect paragraph. It's so true. And Puerto Rico, as you know, is a U.S. territory. They are U.S. citizens. They use the U.S. dollar, all of that. So I don't even want to get in. I'm not even going to get into that. All right, let's continue. As you see in Puerto Rico, they couldn't get their hands on money. And yeah, I know I've heard the argument you can't eat gold and you can't eat silver. But trust me, you will find someone who will feed you for it. That's the beauty of precious metals. So the one thing I don't hear much talk about is how gold and silver is great because it cannot be tracked like cryptocurrency or credit cards or bank transactions. And you know crypto can be tracked because look at what happened when the Russian hackers, with the Russian hackers with the ransomware, the FBI was able to get over $2 million back. So it is traceable. So if you want to move money in a quiet, non-traceable way, gold and silver fit the bill perfectly. You can sell it to your peers and many businesses without leaving a trace. So if secrecy or anonymity is important to you, gold and silver work. Yes, it works. As you see, there are many risks to owning precious metals. And you can put some of the things that I might have missed in the comments to help others. You can also put the pros to having or stacking or hoarding gold and silver in the comments. Might help me out too. Some things I didn't think about. Well, I do want to say thank you so much for watching Cash and Coins. I really, really do appreciate it. And I would love if you could hit that like button, share this video, subscribe if you have not, and thank you again. And as I always say, have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Yeah, and keep on stacking.